So great to be speaking with you, Aros. And you are an author, an artist, singer, intuitive coach, and spiritual mentor. You have published some incredible books, including Time is Promised to No One, Conductor of Time, and Embracing Aloha. These are some incredibly powerful and beautifully written books, and the latest is Embracing Aloha with Rada Publishing. So I wanted to ask you a few questions about it. And first, I wanted to see if there's anything you wanted to add to your bio. I know you're a man of many talents.
I'm basically I guess I'm a Renaissance man living in the wrong century.
Yes. Or exactly the right century. You're here to bring so much wisdom and guidance to everyone who finds you.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't really mean it in that way, but yeah, no, that's fine. What you said was good.
Awesome. So, Embracing Aloha, it's truly such a powerful book, and it feels extremely relevant, especially for right now with the Maui fires that were so devastating. They happened a couple months ago. And essentially, the essence of your book is to impart this beautiful wisdom that comes from the islands of Hawaii, which is this, I feel it is captivated in the word aloha. In your book, you say that aloha means the breath of life. It's truly captivating the essence of oneness. Is there anything you'd like to add to that for the title of your book, Embracing Aloha?
Well, um, how can I put it? Yes, aloha is a slogan that many people know for Hawaii. Aloha. However, most people don't really understand what it really means. So
Mhm.
when Hawaiians greet each other with aloha, they, like the Eskimos, they kind of touch their noses
Mhm.
and they breathe like they are breathing one breath. So it's not just like we say, hello, how are you? There's a real deep meaning in the understanding of aloha. So even though it become a commercial um, slogan, on a billboard, still the real meaning of aloha is extremely potent and powerful.
It's so beautiful. And I also love how you say that Hawaii calls you to it when you're ready and you'll be tested when you're there. And your knowledge of Hawaii is so powerful and profound, and it's beautiful you get to share it with the world through your books. I'm curious about your own story with how did you get called to Hawaii and what were you facing there?
Well, it started when I was about 11 years of age in Helsingborg, Sweden. I was going to the movie watching South Pacific. It was a musical and a very popular movie, and it took place in Kauai, but it was called Bali High in the movie.
Mm.
And I felt this energy of this island that I had no idea where Hawaii or South Pacific. I mean, it was totally no idea where it was. However, I felt the energy, I felt the longing, and it was a very strong sensation. One day I will go there.
Mhm.
And then in 1969, my sister was a stewardess for Pan American, and she invited me to come over to America. I was living in Paris in those days to study to become an actor, and um, and she had to fly to Guam, and so they stopped over in Hawaii. So she dropped me off in Hawaii,
Mm.
and it was very interesting. Three things happened. I stopped drinking coffee. I
Mm.
went to my first topless bar, and I had my first sunstroke,
Oh,
my first and only one.
wow.
So, needless to say, all of these three different scenarios had a deep impact. And at the same time, I felt the mana, the life force. I felt the energy, and I felt really at home.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Wow, that's very interesting as well. So I'm curious, how long have you been in Hawaii now? And how did you learn of the energetic influences in Hawaii? I know you speak of its energetic grid, and many people say that the islands of Hawaii are like representing the chakra system. I'm curious how you learned this and what you have to share about that as well.
Well, I was fortunate enough. I lived in Hawaii off and on for like 30 years. And I was fortunate enough that in the 90s, excursions to go out and play with the dolphins because I've been swimming and interacting with dolphins and whales for many, many, many years. And I used to give seminars and talks about it and energetic healings through those vibrations. And I encountered a kahuna. Kahuna basically means hidden knowledge.
Yeah.
And the kahuna during the time of the missionaries, they had to hide because their teachings were not accepted. So they didn't come out. They basically hid for about 200 years or something. However, their teachings were maintained through chanting and the dances. And so this man I met, Kaipo, he was a ninth generation kahuna.
Wow.
And he shared quite a lot about Hawaii and the real Hawaii that tourists don't get to see because it's taboo. Basically, it's forbidden.
Hmm.
But once you are accepted and initiated, it changes the picture. Then you get to know about things that otherwise are hidden. And so I got to experience and see and understand many, many, many things about Hawaii. And I'm trying to convey some of it in the book without without disturbing some sacred rules and the ways people used to do it. I try to be very respectful in that way, and at the same time share so people can open up and see, oh my goodness, it's maybe not what I thought it is.
Yes.
And it's very, very important that when you are honored with sacred teachings, that you understand how to share them with other people.
Absolutely.
Because, yeah, so, and yeah, and then of course, I was initiated 3 times, maybe 4 times at this point, and it happens when Madame Pele, when she is checking you out and see if you're worthy
Mm.
of being taught more and understand the islands.
So beautiful. So
So I
beautiful.
guess I'm worthy because I'm still here. So,
Well, yeah, and as you were speaking, I was just thinking of in your book, you do portray these stories and the wisdom of the lands of Hawaii through the different characters in your book. There's so many wonderful characters, and there's just nuggets of wisdom on every single page. And I do feel like you are representing and speaking on behalf of the islands itself, which is beautiful so the rest of the world can experience it. And I want to mention the exploitative nature of what's going on with Hawaii, and if you'd like to speak to that, because this is so relevant in this moment.
well, it's not just in Hawaii, it's all about indigenous tribes. And, the indigenous nature is within all of us. So when we're talking about Hawaiians or the Aborigines or the Eskimos or the Native Americans and the Hawaiians, of course, but all of these different tribes, they really represent a part of yourself.
Mhm.
And that's why it's so vital to understand their teachings, because without their teachings, without their understanding about the land and the respect and honor of Mother Earth, Gaia, it would be very, very difficult to maintain a balance in our world today. And it's kind of laughable in a way that so many people are talking about ascension.
Mhm.
And it's like they're missing the point. Ascension is only possible when you have ascended within yourself by respecting and honoring yourself and start respecting and honoring Mother Earth and the planet and nature. And as long as we destroy and don't understand this, ascension is an impossibility, because you cannot raise your vibration if you cannot be steward of Mother Earth.
Absolutely.
People missing this, they think because they chant a few mantras or they meditate or do yoga and they're on the spiritual path, everybody talking about ascension. They don't understand what has to be remembered is how to live moment to moment, day by day, with Mother Nature, with other people, with other cultures, and not feeling separated or that you are better than somebody else. Yeah, that's where the ascension happens. It doesn't happen in yoga and meditation and chanting. That's a preparation. How a real ascension happens in moment to moment in your daily life.
That's such a powerful message that needs to be loud and clear right now, I'd say. Especially, I think with the spiritual path, it's very easy to get caught in the higher chakras or higher thinking, and you think that you're having a spiritual experience that's not a part of Earth, which is an impossibility. We're not here having a spiritual experience, we're humans having a human experience, and that involves working with the earth and each other. So that's such a powerful message, and that is portrayed in your book, which is so beautiful, and it hits home right in the heart, your words as they speak through your characters. So that's a powerful message that needs to be spread right now. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
And so your book is coming out tomorrow. Congratulations. This is so exciting. Is there anything you'd like to say about your book or about the story or what called you to write it? What would you like to share about your book?
Well, how it happened could almost, excuse me, could almost be a book by itself. See, my whole life has been what I call adventures in consciousness. And I never really studied except life became a university. And so I never took classes to learn how to write or to do anything. And it's all come from within spontaneously. And I've learned to trust in that process, knowing that all the answers, everything I'm looking for, any skills are already manifested within myself. And I just need to allow it to appear or come out in a spontaneous and natural way.
Beautiful.
So, I shared with somebody yesterday, people have heard to be in the right place at the right time, right? However, the missing link in that and why it's not working is you have to be the right person.
Absolutely.
So that's what I've been learning in life, to become the right person. So when an opportunity shows up, then I tap into that person within me who's going to write the book or paint the painting or design the clothes or do energetic healings to my vocal cords or whatever it is, because the reservoir is unlimited.
Mhm.
But people don't trust that. So they stop with what they've been taught, which is nothing wrong. However, it's limited because what you've been taught is how to survive generally in a physical world and how to make money and how to be successful and have careers. But that's not why we are here, Lisa. The only reason we have been granted this human body, this vehicle, is to remember who we are and be an expression of that memory, which is you're a divine, multi-dimensional being.
Absolutely. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm getting the image of we're an antenna. We're tuning in and letting it flow through us and
Mhm.
just to not block that. It's so powerful. And we're instruments, your body. We are instruments, right? The divine is playing through us and
Absolutely.
it's
However,
powerful.
we even though the divine is playing through us, we at the same time must invite the divine.
Mm, yes.
It's just part of the setup, if you like. So what I have been doing in through my life, the divine or God or however you want to look at it, it's my manager, it's my coach, it's my friend, it's my this and it's my that. So in that way, I invite the divine to be present during any circumstance in any situation, and
Beautiful.
then whatever happens happens. But I'm less attached to the outcome because I invite the divine to be the one who's doing it.
It's so beautiful. Such an important message to share with everyone and a true remembrance to why we really are here. And there's the divine in every second of every single day and every interaction, and
Mhm.
especially in Mother Nature.
Absolutely. And the truth is that if I start looking, I'm looking right now at nature, and if you start looking at and really understanding nature and doing your best to really respond to nature, it has all the answers.
Mm.
We have totally, in so many cases, disconnected ourselves from the subtle universe, from the subtlety all around us. We are so focused on the physical and what we can see and touch that we've forgotten that this vast kingdom of worlds are still right there for us to discover or rediscover, rather.
So beautiful. That feels like an embodiment of the messages of Hawaii and what you've woven into your book to share with everyone. So, so wonderful. I love hearing your point of view and your perspective, and your books are such a gift to this world. So, thank you for
Oh,
it's
thank
so
you.
important. And I wanted to ask as well how your experience has been with Rada Publishing and how that's going and would you recommend Rada and why?
Obviously, I would recommend her. And why? Well, if you ever read my book, Time is Promised to No One, that is, I think it's the next book we're going to publish. um, there is a publisher in that book, and he's not a big publisher. It's like a rather boutique publishing house, but he makes every author feel special. So no one is worse or better. And if they have any sort of constructive criticism, it's to help the person or the author in question to even dive deeper and utilize more of his or her gifts, right? And I feel that Radha is simplifying or mirroring that for me. And so I feel very fortunate because I never really wanted just to have my book by some big publisher, because what happens, first of all, they don't care. They only care in the very beginning when it makes a lot of money, but then it drops off and you have lost all your rights to it, and they don't do anything for you anymore. And I was never interested in that because I learned very quickly that that's not the way to go, even though it's lucrative in the beginning. Seems like, oh, I'm getting all of this money, I'm getting all of this attention. Yeah, well, it's the 5 minute fame, you know? So Radha represents that genuinity, that way that, you know, you be acknowledged in a whole different way for your real gifts and the way it's being presented to the world. So it's invaluable. You know, I really, really feel very fortunate that we crossed paths and that she was willing to take me on.
Yes, well, it feels meant to be. I completely agree. Sure. She gathers the most incredible authors, and it's really a beautiful synergy and a true gift to everyone
Mm-hmm.
involved and to everyone who comes across it. So everyone can find your book tomorrow. This is very exciting. Congratulations. It was truly a pleasure to speak with you and to meet you. Thank you for imparting your wisdom, and thank you so much for your time.
You're so very welcome, Lisa. And just a quick reminder to people, just because you can get it on Kindle, don't miss the opportunity to actually hold the book in your hand and feel the energy of the book and the Hawaiian mana, the life force. It is really, really special. So get both versions if you like, but truly get the physical copy.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for that reminder. It's so true. It's so potent to hold it in your hands. Should never be lost. Well,
Right.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa. I enjoyed talking to you, and thank you for letting me be part of your interview.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, and aloha.
Aloha, mahalo.
Love. Bye bye.
Bye.